What's up, guys, and welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. That's right, it's time for the top 10 Zetas of August 2018. I am totally pumped for this, and it has changed a little bit since the last time I did the video, which is awesome. So we'll get right to it. Remember, these are in no particular order. They are basically based on where you're at in the game and what you feel is important. So we will start with Jedi Training Rey and her leadership ability, Inspirational Presence. A lot of people say that all three of her Zeta abilities should be Zetaed out. I don't feel that way. I feel that it's the leadership ability that's the most important. And I'm just going to read the Zeta part of it to save time. Inspirational Presence. Zeta says, when a resistance ally uses a special ability, all exposed enemies lose 5% turn meter, which can't be evaded or resisted. When a resistance ally uses a special ability, if they aren't debuffed, reduce their cooldowns by 1. Jedi Training Rey, if you have her, definitely invest in her. She's still viable in the top of Arena. She's very, very good in the Sith raid and all the other raids for that matter as well. And I have a feeling she's only going to get better when more movies come out. Next, we're going to look at CLS, Commander Luke Skywalker. A lot of people have all three of his abilities Zetaed that can be Zetaed as well. I find that the most important by far, and the one you should have Zetas, is it binds all things. I'll just read the Zeta part again. It says, whenever Luke resists a detrimental effect, he recovers 5% protection, and whenever Luke inflicts a debuff, he gains 10% turn meter, and other allies gain half that amount. So this is a leadership ability that's not a leadership ability. In any lineup that he's in, he's feeding turn meter to the team when he resists a debuff, which is excellent, excellent, excellent. So get his tenacity up there if you can as well, by the way. Next, we have Emperor Palpatine. Oh, his leadership ability is not used as much anymore with Traya starting to take over more in the arena. I'm going to get to Traya later, and I'll explain why she's not in the top 10. But his Emperor of the Galactic Empire leadership ability states that when a debuff on an enemy expires, Empire and Sith allies gain 5% turn meter. If they have a General Kenobi or somebody that's able to cleanse, you can gain so much turn meter so quickly. It's amazing. Next, then, we are going to go to Grand Admiral Thrawn. I have both of his abilities Zetaed because I want him as powerful as can be for the capital ship. But the most important one is Ebb and Flow. And it states that 50% plus 50% counter chance and plus 50% tenacity while any enemies are fractured. Whenever another Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, if any enemies are fractured, fractured enemies lose 15% turn meter. Thrawn is still the best character in the game in my opinion. I did a video on that. He's the most versatile. He can fit into any lineup: dark side, light side, scoundrel, Sith, etc. And he's just amazing. Next, we're going to look at Raid Han, and Han shoots first. And this is still an amazing ability. It states that plus 10% critical chance, you want his critical chance as high as possible. And the first time each turn Han uses his basic attack, he attacks again, dealing 50% less damage. Attacking again, doing, more damage. It's amazing. He's one of the best damage dealers in the game, and this is definitely something you should Zeta, especially if you run a Rebel team and are looking to compete in all aspects of the game. Next, we're going to look at R2-D2 and both of his Zeta's abilities. He is one of the few characters in the game that both Zetas are extremely useful, extremely important. And he's also a character that, even though he may fall out of favor at some point in time when the dark side rules the arena, when the light side rules and comes back, I think he's going to be even more powerful again because of his abilities that affect all of the light side people that he's in the lineup with. And this one states that, exactly, combat analysis. While R2-D2 is active, whenever a light side ally scores a critical hit, dispel all debuffs on them. Oh my gosh. He's doing a soft cleanse, as I like to call it, when some of your allies critically hit the other team. This is amazing, and this is why I seriously think he's going to continue to be good throughout the game. Number crunch is amazing as well. At the start of battle and when R2-D2 is revived, other droid, Galactic Republic, Rebel, and Resistance allies gain 10% of R2-D2's max protection, offense, max health, and potency until R2-D2 is defeated. This is the one I would Zeta first if I were you. This is the one that is excellent, but we have more Old Republic characters coming out in the game. Bastila, etc. I'm going to get to her. And as it states here, it says that droid, Galactic Republic, Rebel, and Resistance allies. When you get to other parts of the game with light side characters that don't fall into that category, number crunch wouldn't be nearly as useful. But in today's game, as it is now, where most of the characters fall into those categories on the light side, it's excellent. Next, the one to go along with Jedi Training Rey, if you have Jedi Training Rey, BB-8 is crucial. And his role with the punches is the one that is a necessity. When BB-8 attacks out of turn, he calls a random resistance ally to assist. Of course, you use Jedi Training Rey. You use the ability that calls in an ally. He'll call in another resistance ally. You have Resistance Trooper or Scavenger Ray in there. The damage can add up real quickly. Excellent Zeta to do. Now, two that I have added in here because they are powerful at any star, any level. Bastila Shan. I run her in arena at certain times. At 4 stars. Her initiative, Leadership Zeta, is amazing. And it states that add 1 turn taunt on Jedi tank allies at start of encounter and add 150% tenacity with protection up. Oh my gosh. They're not going to take any debuffs. They're going to have massive amounts of protection, and they're going to be one of the most survivable factions in the game, and Jedi are only going to get better. And again, you can do this at 4 stars. She is somebody you need to Zeta if you have, because you can climb arena ranks. I know that before Bastila came out, I was able to, get to first and then fall to maybe 20, depending on what happened. I'm falling to 40 to 45 now because there's a bunch of teams that I've never seen before. I've never seen their names before. Running with a Bastila lead with a Hermit Yoda, even if it's not at 5 or 7 stars, that are able to move higher into arena because of Bastila's lead in general. And that also leads me into the next Zeta that I put on here, Grandmaster Yoda's Battle Meditation. His leadership ability is pretty good when Zetaed, but it's not as good as Bastila's, so therefore I didn't put it in here. But his Battle Meditation states that gain Foresight for 2 turns, plus 50% turn meter gain chance, and an additional plus 10% turn meter for each other living Jedi ally. Here's something that's important you have to realize is, yes, this mainly affects Yoda. So some of you may be thinking, why is this in here? What can he do to help the rest of the team? We got to remember, when he uses Battle Meditation, he spreads all of his buffs to the rest of the Jedi teammates, and they're gaining Foresight now as well. You need to have him in the Jedi team if you have him in there, and that is what puts him in the top 10. Now, we're going to go to the honorable mention, and I know a few of you are going to be going, why didn't you put this character in here? What are you doing? Please leave that in the comment section below if you think there's somebody I should absolutely have in there. But to start with, in the honorable mention, we have the Sith Triumvirate in general. We're going to start with Darth Sion and his Lord of Pain ability. And it states that at the end of each turn, Sion inflicts pain for 3 turns on enemies who damaged him that turn. The more he inflicts pain, the quicker he's going to get to held by hatred, and he can become almost invincible. Now, I know some of you are saying that Sion, and Traya, they should be in the top 10. I'm also looking at the accessibility that most people have to these characters, and not a lot. Traya's starting to dominate the top of arena, yes, but there's still only a select few people that have Traya. I don't have Traya yet. So I find that she's not a viable top 10 character for Zetas yet, because it'd be wasting a spot for the people that actually want to know what characters to Zeta for their top 10 characters. Next, Darth Nihilus and his Lord of Hunger. It states that at the start of each enemy turn, Nihilus inflicts health down on them for 2 turns. This is probably the one that's the least important, but the ability to inflict health down, and then his ability to use the Drain Force to increase their cooldowns is pretty satisfying, especially when you use him as a Sith Triumvirate. Now we'll go to Traya, and a lot of her abilities are a lot of the Zeta abilities she had would be excellent. But I'm going to focus on Lord of Betrayal. And that states that at the start of each Sith ally's turn, Traya dispels all debuffs on them and deals damage equal to 5% of their max health for each debuff dispelled. She is dispelling, again, a soft dispel as I like to call it when this is Zeta. It's amazing. You're cleansing your own team without them having to do anything. Then she's dealing some damage, yes. But this can't be overlooked. That is why if she was a more accessible character to the general public, that would be in the top 10 for sure. But because she isn't, that's why the Sith Triumvirate in general is in the honorable mention 5. Now, the two characters I'm going to mention next are characters that have usually been in the top 10 generally. They're very powerful, and they're still great characters in Zeta. They just don't fit the criteria that I make for top 10. And that is General Veers. General Veers, Aggressive Tactician, is an amazing ability. Imperial Troopers are great in certain phases of the Sith raid. You need them for territory, battles, and they are really fun to use. And this states that recover 10% protection whenever an enemy is defeated, plus 20% offense up chance, and gain and plus 6% turn meter gain chance. Man, you're recovering protection, plus 20% offensive up chance, and then more turn meter gain chance. It's a very good ability, and it's very fun to use. And then the counterpart to this, on the light side, is to spend time finding him easy, is going to be Finn. Finn is still an amazing Zeta. I don't have him Zetaed, but a lot of people do. When you Zeta him, with his Zeta ability leadership, Balanced Tactics, and it states whenever a resistance ally loses foresight, they gain advantage for 2 turns, and whenever an enemy takes damage from exposed, reduce the cooldowns of all resistance allies by 1 and grant them 35% turn meter. When you use him with Poe and Resistance Trooper, you can create a loop that will end the entire battle without the other team going. They can dominate against Traya teams when you get it set upright. They're great in territory battles. You can have them at gear 8 and end up beating matches against the 7-star ones because they're that powerful. And he is an excellent Zeta to do as well. He just doesn't fit into the top 10 anymore because of some of the amazing abilities that have come out with Bastila and Grandmaster Yoda. But again, you will not go wrong Zeta in him. So that is the top 10 plus 5 honorable mentions for the month of August. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the subscribe button. Also, like the video. Press the notification bell so you can be notified instantly whenever I post more videos. And leave comments in the comment section below. Comments are huge. The dialogue between me and the subscribers is amazing. I get ideas. I get inspired. Everything that I do comes mostly from the comment section there, and I cannot appreciate enough. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.